Becky and Morris were married for many, many years, were quite old, and quite tragically they were killed in a car accident on their way to shul one day. Because of their righteousness, he had been president of the temple and she was very active in sisterhood, they go straight to heaven. And since it was a slow day in heaven, Baruch Hashem himself comes to the pearly gates and admits them and says, let me show you around where you're going to live and so forth. So first he takes them to this magnificent villa. And Morris looks at God and said, we can't afford to live here. I'm just a poor tailor. And he said, this is heaven. You don't understand. Everything is free. Takes them in, shows them around, takes them into the bedroom, opens up the closet door, and says to Becky, all of this is yours. And from here to as far as the eye can see is a closet full of designer clothing. And Becky says, my husband could never possibly afford to pay for all of this. And God says to him, you're not listening. This is heaven. Everything is free. He says, come with me. He takes him to the golf course. He says, this golf course changes once a week to another famous golf course. Again, Morris looks at him and says, the greens fees here alone must be terrible. He said, you're not paying attention. This is heaven. Everything is free. They go into the clubhouse, and there is a buffet with food from all over the world. And Becky says to God, he'll eat this, he'll be up all night. I don't want to hear it. So God says, you've got to understand, this is heaven. Everything is free. There are no problems. Morris turns to Becky and says, if it weren't for you and your damn bran muffins, we could have been here years ago.